Hey, I'm Randy. I'm the high school pastor, and we just have some stories about our backpacking trip we want to tell you. So we'll just jump right in. We went with RMR Backcountry, and it was a great trip. It's led by Matt Toth, who grew up here. It was great to have a connection with him. I knew him from college, so we were excited about the trip. I guess there's two things I want to tell you about. I want to tell you about peak day for me. So we got up really early, and we went to play a joke on the other guy's camp. And so we backtracked a whole day's hike without our packs, and I couldn't keep up. And it got bad, so bad for me that I didn't even have faith to ask God for help until one of our guides, when I stopped to try to throw up, one of our guides laid his hand on me and prayed for me. And from that point on, I could ask God for help. I had nothing, I couldn't even ask for help. I had already given it all on the trail. And after that point I could. So that was a great moment for me. Well, then we continued on up the peak, and as we got higher and higher, the air got thinner and thinner, and I got slower and slower. It was one of the hardest things I've physically ever done in my life. And partway up, our guides told us to grab football-sized rocks, and we took those and we carried them to the top. And when we got to the top, we threw them off. And all I could say along the way, every step, was glory to God. And I had the song in my head, glory to God forever. One of the songs that we sing here. And I will be leading that song one of these days in worship, that's for sure. So it was just incredible. God was with me the whole way, even when I had nothing else to give. He took what I had and made more out of it. The other thing I want to tell you about is when we got back to camp, we all shared stories and we had worship together around a fire. And these girls told about miraculous things that happened in their group, healings I'm talking about. And we heard all that, and we had a great night, went to bed, got up the next morning, and I had a sense in my heart that I needed to go have them pray for me, pray for my back. I'm like, okay, God, what are you going to do? And so I got there, we had breakfast, and they had they gathered around me, and their guide, Jimmy, one of their guides, asked me, so what's the deal? Did you hurt your back? Or, what are we praying for here? And I said, well, that's the thing, Jimmy. I was born with a short right leg, and that threw off my hips and threw off my spine. I've had trouble ever since I was like 14 or 15. And he's like, okay. So they just gathered around me and prayed, and as they were praying, my right leg felt warm. And it felt like someone was pulling on it. And I opened my eyes to see no one was pulling on it. They continued to pray, and I got up, and they're like, hey, do you feel better? I'm like, not really, my hips are really killing me. And all right then, so they laid their hands on my hips, and as they prayed for me, my hips moved into place. And they felt warm. And ever since that day, that was 6 days ago to this filming, and my back has been getting straighter every day since. And I don't walk with a limp anymore, and I stand straight, and it's just an amazing thing that God did in me. If you ever need proof that God still does miracles, give me a call. So I want to thank you, all of you guys who contributed to this trip, through prayers, through your money, through your time to help. You have helped plant seeds in us that have become eternal. And I want to thank you, and I thank God for all the work that He's done in our lives. Thanks.